let's say for this trick, I explained to the spectator that I would need help finding a royal flush and spades. So all the spectator has to do is just touch any five cards as I spread through the deck. So let's say the spectator touches this card. Let's say the spectator touches this card. Let's say this card, and let's say the spectator would like that card for all five selections here. So now I would explain to the spectator that they could have had really any five of these touched, but they touched these five. One, two, three, four, five. And I explained to the spectator that we needed to find a royal flush and spades. So the 10, jack, queen, king, and ace. All I have to do is snap my fingers and show the spectator we have the ace of spades, the king of spades, the queen of spades, the jack of spades, and last but not least, the 10 of spades to make up a perfect royal flush in spades. So, that is what you are going to be learning today. If you would like to learn how to do this, make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright, so this was the control I actually did in my 3 easy self-working card tricks that I said I would teach the control on Sunday. Well, this is that control, and I'm going to leave the 3 self-working card trick video down below, and I'm also going to leave the deck review for these cards down below as well. These are the red Victor back playing cards. I haven't used these in quite a while, but this is the deck. So that review is down below as well. So here's how you're going to go about doing this control. And at the end, I'm going to show you that you don't have to just do this with 5 cards. You can really do this with any amount of cards. And I'm also going to teach you some impromptu ways of doing this as well. So let's say you wanted to do a setup and you wanted the 10, jack, queen, king, and ace for whatever reason. All you're going to do is start with these on the bottom of the deck. Now, I have them in order, but you would know for your trick what order you need them in. So I'm going to leave that up to you. So after you have that, you're all set. So what I did at the beginning was an overhand shuffle, just shuffling off the top block. But when I got to the bottom of the deck, the cards in my hand, I flipped over, placed these back on the bottom, making sure not to flash these at all. And then I ended the shuffle there. You can do false cuts, whatever you would like. And I'm going to leave some false cuts down below and my overhand shuffle video down below as well. But now you are all set. So you explain to the spectator that as you spread through the cards, you need 5 cards touched. And they can really touch any 5. Nothing wrong with that, except you don't want any of your bottom 5 cards touched. Okay, you want these kept in order. So let's say as you go through here, the spectator touches this card. Let's say the spectator touches this card. Let's say this one, and this one. After they're done touching their 5th card, you're going to spread right to the bottom of the deck and spread out those 5 cards. And you explain to the spectator that they could have touched any 5 cards. And while you do this, you're going to eyeball from the bottom of the deck here 5 cards. So I did this in groups of 3 and then 2. So I did 3, 2. I put my thumb on this fifth card here, so that 10, and my other fingers on this card right here, as you can see. Okay, so that's all you're gonna do. So we spread to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when I actually upjog these cards, I try to keep them, the same length, okay? Because you don't want one all the way down the deck, because you don't want something like this, okay? That is not going to help them move out, okay? So you want them to all be at the same length. And you can also do this at the end too, if they're not exactly square. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After the 5 cards, spread down to the bottom, eyeball the 5 cards. Okay, so 3, 2. Put your thumb on this fifth card right here. Your fingers are going to go on this card right here. Okay, and all you're going to do is lift up right here. So the last card here with your fingers on it, going to lift up all the cards right there, okay? Because you want to keep this stack down. You're going to put your pinky in here, making sure not to flash these and the rest of the deck on top, okay? So let me go through that one more time, but it's real simple. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're gonna make sure that you touch the fifth card with your thumb here. Your 4 fingers are gonna be here. So wherever your 4 fingers are, you're gonna lift up right there, put your pinky in, and put the rest of the deck on top. So now you have a pinky break, just like this. So the next move is gonna be this. You're gonna wanna put these 5 cards right on top of your stack here. So how are you gonna do that? You're gonna turn the deck and you're gonna wanna grip it in a Hindu shuffle grip. Okay, so in that style. So how I do this is I put my index curled on top, my thumb to the side, and my middle and ring on the other side. And with my other hand here, I'm gonna keep it in this grip still with the break, but this time because it's in the break, I'm gonna be able to move up this hand and notice how my index finger is gonna remain this way, okay? Because when you move your hand all the way up, all you want to do is make sure your index finger curls over these 5 cards that are out jogged. And then you can squeeze with your ring, pinky, and thumb, and you can actually pull these 5 cards out. And now you still have your break. So, right here on top, you took out the 5 cards that they touched, but right here is going to be your stack. I'll go over that move again. So, let's say they touch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Spread to the bottom. Make sure you put your thumb on that fifth card, and your 4 fingers are going to be on this card. You're going to lift up right there, put your pinky in, and close up the deck. You're going to come into this type of grip. Okay, so your middle and ring on the one side, thumb on the other, index finger curled on top. You're going to move up your hand, which is also going to be moving up these cards, okay? Once your index finger touches these 5 cards, you're going to squeeze your hand, okay, so your fingers here, around these cards, pull them out, and now you have your break. Don't let go of the break any, because you want to ditch these cards. So now, after you do that, you're going to take this deck, put it right on top, and then you're gonna lift up from the break, and now you have those 5 cards. Let me go over that move one more time, and then I will go ahead and go over the trick one more time, or the control. Okay, so you have your 5 cards here. You're gonna come forward, you're gonna squeeze, now you're gonna come out and hold this break. But now what you're gonna do is once you pull these cards out, come right over with this deck, put it right on top, okay, and then you're gonna lift up from the break, put those down, and the cards you have right here are your 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace of Spades. And that really is the whole move, okay? So I'm going to go over that move one more time, and then I'm going to teach you some other ways you can do this impromptu, okay? So what you're going to want to do is keep these cards on the bottom any way you want. False shuffles, false cuts, whatever. But now you're going to have them really touch any 5 cards, and you're going to outjog them. After you do that, you're going to continue spreading to the bottom of the deck, but you're going to spread out all the cards you can. And you're going to eyeball 5 cards. Once you eyeball that 5th card, okay, so start from the bottom of the deck, so the bottom card here, and make sure you count up 5 cards, essentially, okay? Put your thumb on that 5th card, and on this card right here, your fingers will be on, okay? So once you have this, you're going to be able to lift up, square up the deck, put your pinky in, and the rest of the deck on top. So now you have your pinky break here. So you're going to come over in this grip, your middle and ring finger on the side, thumb on the other side, index finger on top. You're going to move this other hand up here that has these bottom cards. Once your index finger touches the top of these first 5 cards, you're going to squeeze these cards with your middle, ring, and thumb. You're going to pull these out, still keep your break though. Put this deck right on top, lift up from that break, and now you have your 5 cards. So here's what that might look like in real time. I'm going to do this one more time for you in real time. So I would explain to the spectator that that I would like to find a 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace of really any suit to help us with this trick. So the suit we get is the suit we're going to use. So I gave this a shuffle and a few cuts. Because I go through touch any 5 cards. Let's say the spectator touched these 5 cards. Now keep in mind that you could have really had any 5 cards, but you touched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these 5 cards just so happens to be the 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace of Spades. So that is what the switch out is going to look like. I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial. So that was the full length tutorial for the move. That's really all I can show you in terms of the tutorial. I could keep doing this move over and over, but I don't want to do that. I think the video would be too long. But now I'm actually going to teach you some ways you can do this impromptu, and also how you don't need 5 cards to do this. So let's go over that right now. So let's say you wanted the 10, Jack, Queen, King, and Ace of Spades. So you can have the deck shuffled from the start. And just before we start this, all of the tutorials for the moves I mentioned are going to be in the description box down below. Because I wouldn't be showing you these moves unless I actually have tutorials on them. So every move I show you throughout this whole video, check the description box. So all you're gonna do is you can show them face up that they shuffle the deck and all the cards are different like this. And all you're going to do is really just call any five cards you would like. So in this case, I'm going to call these 5 cards. Now, I'm not the best at calling because I'm practicing it every day, but essentially that's what it would look like, okay? So when you do the call, you're going to have these 5 cards on top of the deck, and then you're going to need to get a break underneath these 5 cards. So the call is going to be in the description box down below, along with the pinky count, which now gives me a break underneath the 5 cards, which I can then come into thumb break, and if I would like, perform a double undercut, which is also down below in the description box. But now you have those 5 cards on the bottom, so now you can do the move. So that is actually one way you can go about this, okay? I played around with this, and that's the only way I could actually find by doing this. Of course, if you have a marked deck, you can then control the cards any way you would like, but that's how I would do it. You could even do it this way. I don't know if I would do it this way, because I don't feel comfortable with these type of moves, but you could. So you can have these cards, okay, whatever order you need, and these could actually be in a palm like this. So make sure you watch your angles in the mirror, but essentially these cards are going to go halfway down for my middle and ring finger. I'm going to squeeze my hand, but not too much. Make sure it looks natural. I'm going to watch my angles like this. Once the deck is done being shuffled like this, all you're going to do now is you're going to want to load this deck on top of here. So I don't do this move very often, but I will try my best to explain this. So maybe what you can do is after the deck is done being shuffled, you can look them in the eye and you can explain anything you want. But you're going to want to come right, hold the deck like this, with your 3 fingers on top, thumb in the back, index on top. You're going to want to open up your hand some, and you're going to move up your hand and this deck down at the same time. And once these actually touch, okay, you can grab it in the back with your thumb, and then in the front with your 3 fingers. And now these cards are at the bottom. You can do it any way you want, but that's probably one way I would do it. And last but not least, I'm going to show you that you don't have to do this with just 5 cards. You can really do this with any amount of cards. Of course, I wouldn't do more than 10 cards, okay? But you could do 1 card, 2, 3, even 4. So I would go up to 5, and I'll run through each of those real quick. Now, 1 card isn't the most practical because you can do the top change. Now, I'm not experienced in the top change in any way, so I'm not going to teach the top change, but if I ever learn it one day, I might. But so here's going to be 2 cards, then I'll teach you 3, I'll teach you 4, and then that's going to be it for the video. To start with 2 cards on the bottom of the deck, you can do anything you want to keep them on the bottom, but then you're going to have them touch any 2 cards. Let's say this one and this one. Going to continue spreading to the bottom of the deck. You're going to eyeball the bottom 2 cards. Put your thumb on the second card, meaning that your 4 fingers now are going to go on this third card right here. So just like before, you're going to lift up on that third card, put your pinky in, and the rest of the deck on top. And then you can move up, and while you do this, these 2 cards will be moved up as well. You can squeeze these 2 cards, and you can take them right out of the deck, or you can move the deck away. But either way, put the deck right on top of everything, lift up from the break, and now you have 2 cards. That's one way you can do it. But here's another way you can go about this. So let's say we have 3 cards. So just like before, they're going to touch any 3. This time, when you get to the bottom, make sure you eyeball 3 cards. Put your thumb on that third card, meaning your 4 fingers will be right on this card, the fourth one. Lift up right there, put your pinky in, and square up the deck. So now you're going to do the move just like before. You're going to move up your hand, take these cards out, keep in a break, put the deck on top, up everything from the break, and now you have 3 cards. And last but not least, 4 cards. They're going to touch any 4 cards, just like this. I think this is 4. Yes, it is. Spread them to the bottom. Eyeball the bottom 4 cards. So starting always with this bottom card and moving up the deck. Put your thumb on that 4th card, your 4 fingers on that 5th card, lift up, put your pinky in, square up, move up the deck. You can take the deck out, keep the break, put everything on top, pick up everything from that break, and right here you have 4 cards. And then you can do 5 cards, and then you can play around with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so on and so forth. But really quick, here is what 1 card looks like. Obviously, I would never do 1 card, but I'm going to show it real quick. So they're going to touch 1 card. Let's say this one. You're going to come to the bottom here. You're going to put your thumb on that bottom card and your 4 fingers on that second card right here. Gonna lift up, and now you have a pinky break. So you can move up your hand, and you're gonna do the same move as before. You're gonna strip out this 1 card, okay? So you probably want to watch your angles on this one, that they don't see that other card here. Along with all of these moves, you want to watch your angles with. But put the deck on top, lift up from the break, and now you have 1 card just like this. So, there is going to be the move for today. I hope you really enjoyed this. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what else you would like to see on the channel. That's it, and I'll see you next time, so tomorrow, with a new video. Bye.